Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Play Together, Stay Together podcast, the number one podcast in all of the land. Brought to you by Paradise Golf Apparel. Paradise Golf Apparel. For all your golf apparel needs, hit up paradisegolfapparel.com, right? That's
Sure
where we
thing.
go. That's what we see.
Absolutely.
So today we are back for another episode. We are going to keep on this track of splitting the episode into two parts. Part one, we're going to talk about a trip that we just went on to beautiful sunny Savannah, Georgia, our old stomping grounds where we used to live. And then we're going to talk a little bit about appreciation. That's going to be our couples thing that we talk about. We're going to try to keep it half the show about us and what we're doing in life, kind of where we're at, what we're doing. And then the other half is going to be relationship based. We're going to either pick out a code word or a keyword or just something that we can talk about that has to do with relationships.
Yeah.
Right? So let's get right into it. So where did we go, Rach?
Savannah.
We went to Savannah, Georgia.
We did a long weekend there.
Yeah, and it was so much fun.
It was fun.
We're big travelers. All you guys that listen to the pod know we like to travel. We like to do stuff. We like to be out and about. So we've been trying to do more little weekend trips.
Yeah. I feel like that's the perfect amount of time to get away and unplug from reality and just have fun with your spouse. So
Yeah.
It was the perfect amount.
Yeah, exactly. I couldn't have said it better myself. We have a bunch coming up, and we'll talk about those, down the road. But this one was a blast. We got to go back to Savannah. We haven't been back there, just the two of us, since we lived there. Jeez.
Well, I think since it hasn't been the two of us there since we went house hunting down there. Because we always had Callie with us.
Yeah, that's true. Callie, our oldest daughter that you've seen and met and heard of. But we've been there with the girls. We went there this last summer with the girls because Addison had never seen it. But this time we wanted to just go, you and I, like the old days, right? Mm-hmm. So we it was 4 days, 3 nights down there. And it was perfect. It was perfect from everything from the flight, because we were able to go out of our local regional airport. We didn't have to go out of Cleveland, which is a big airport, about maybe 45 minutes away from us. It's it's a pain in the butt to go through.
It's just busy.
Yeah.
Very busy.
Yeah. And we have Akron, which is so we live in Greene, Ohio. Akron Canton Airport is in Greene, Ohio. It's in the south side of Greene. We're up north. But it took us 5 minutes to get there. Yeah, it's perfect. And it's so small. And
yeah, people are so much nicer. Like the flight attendants or the check-in people.
Yeah.
So much nicer.
Yeah,
I mean,
way
they're not
nicer.
stressed like they are up in busy airports. So the experience was way better. Definitely recommend it. Sometimes more money, I think, with the airplane or the tickets, but it's totally worth it. Yeah,
and we look at it because we make up in parking fees and all that, like Airbnb,
Airport parking.
Airport parking, and what's the thing when you have to get a ride there? Uber. Yeah, so we look at those fees.
Well, AKA our family.
Yeah, and it kind of helps out.
Still, it's cheaper on gas.
It's so nice going out of a regional airport. So that's what we did. We were able to go out of Akron Canton, and then we flew into Savannah Hilton Head, which is another pretty regional airport. So that was a nice small airport that was easy to navigate. Just one terminal, super easy. So It was sweet. The flights were easy. We got there a little later on the first day, kind of late afternoon. So we literally got off the plane, got into our rental car, which we got off Turo. And then shot over to the hotel, dropped our bags, and went downtown.
Yeah.
Right?
Right to dinner.
Right to dinner. First night, we went to this awesome little quaint restaurant called Poe's Tavern, which was an homage to Edgar Allan Poe.
Yeah.
And then we went to Savannah Smiles, which is a piano bar. And we love piano bars.
It was fun.
It was so much fun. I'm sure you guys saw it if you follow our personal Instagrams and TikToks and stuff. But we were posting all about that because we love to have a good time at the piano bars.
Yeah. Zach got us turned around, though. I had to throw that out there.
Oh, my gosh.
He says I'm really bad with directions. I never know where I'm going. I really don't. But we left Post Tavern, and we had our maps on our phone up to go to Savannah Smiles. And I'm like, where are we going? We're going further and further away from where we should have been, and it's, you know, so some parts of Savannah are not that great. We're going towards the not so great parts.
Ghetto.
And so we had to turn around, and I'm wearing heels. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is terrible.
We definitely walked a mile.
Finally got there. It took us an extra 15 minutes because Zach was so turned around.
Which is crazy because I used to work for the Savannah Fire Department downtown, and you'd think that I'd know my way around, but
yeah, he was lost.
I was lost.
I had to fix it.
But we got there, and it was a blast. We had a great time. Our hotel was outside the city, so after Savannah Smiles, we weren't able to drink too much because we didn't want to drink and drive. So we took a little walk after we went to the bar, and then...
Went to the liquor store.
Oh, yeah, we stopped at the liquor store. Not to get anything to drink that night, but for the rest of the trip, and we'll talk about that in a second. But stopped at the liquor store, got in our car, and headed back to the hotel.
Yeah, we were tired. We went to bed.
Yeah, it was a long day.
I mean, I think it was pretty late for us.
Yeah, we're not super night owls. We don't stay up super late.
I'm in bed by 8:30 every night, so and no shame at all. My daughter puts me to bed.
So we did that the first day. Second day, we went down to Tybee. Mm-hmm. Right.
So pretty. It was a Friday. Yeah, Friday, and nobody was there. We're the only ones on the beach. There were a couple of people fishing on the pier. It was so nice and so quiet. And
it was.
You know, we had what was it? What kind of car do we have?
We got a convertible Camaro.
Yeah. So we dropped the top and drove all through Tybee, all through the houses, and just kind of daydreamed a little bit of where we'd live and what we would do down there.
Yep. Explore a little bit. It was so
fun.
It was fun. Yeah.
So went to Huckapoo's.
Yeah. Big shout out to Huckapoo's. If you're from Tybee, going to Tybee around the Savannah area, and you want good pizza, good drinks, all reasonably priced, hit up Huckapoo's. Mm-hmm. It is dope.
It's just a cool vibe. Like you feel like a regular when you're there.
Yeah.
It's a hole in the wall. I mean, if you're a fire inspector, please don't go because you'll shut them down because of all the stuff they have on the walls. But it is so good. I mean,
it was a blast.
It's awesome.
And then that night, what did we do that night?
We went to Savannah Tavern, which is a really nice place. This entire trip, we went to places we've never been to before, other than Huckapoo's. So we wanted to try different things. So we went to Savannah Tavern. Delicious.
Oh, it was so good. And that was right downtown.
Yeah.
But what did we do before we went to Savannah? So walk us through. We went to Tybee, and then we ate at Huckapoo's, went back to the hotel because we wanted to relax.
That, and we pre-gamed a little bit.
Just a little bit because we didn't want to drink and drive.
But we made like
Gatorade, vodka,
walk around drinks.
Yeah, in Savannah there's no open carry law, so you can walk around with your drink as long as it's not a beer bottle or a can. Mm-hmm. You can walk around and drink downtown. So we took full advantage. we mixed Gatorade and vodka, and we got sloshed.
That's why this place was so good, I think.
It hit us hard and fast because we had to walk it off because we were going to a ghost tour after, maybe a couple hours after dinner. We were supposed to be at this ghost tour. Mm-hmm. And we're already not nighttime people. And we were already drunk.
Okay, hold on, back up. We're not nighttime people or big drinkers.
Right.
So why do we do a bar crawl? I have no idea. But
it was a haunted bar crawl. So it was a ghost bar crawl.
It was still fun. That's why we drank before, because I don't like spending $10 on drinks, and
yeah, it was a blast though.
Yeah,
and the bar crawl was cool. It was if you're in Savannah, if you're in Savannah, you got to do a ghost tour, and if you're an adult, you should probably make it a bar ghost tour because that's a little more fun.
Yeah, pre-game before and make it more fun.
That did make it a lot more fun. So we did that the second day, and then the third day was just kind of chill, right? We went downtown a little bit. We went and drove by our old apartment. We went to the place we used to hang out the most at Lake Mare.
And stuff,
went and saw some places we thought were still going to be hot and popping, and were nothing anymore. We went to an old shopping mall that was by our old house, and
it was like it's like Chapel Hill Mall.
These people don't know Chapel Hill Mall.
People in Ohio do. Chapel Hill Mall or Rolling Acres. It turned into that. It turned into where kids go and graffiti walls and do bad things.
Youths.
So Bass Pro Shop was the only thing open.
Only thing. But cool thing about Bass Pro Shop, so you know, anybody that's been to Bass Pro Shop knows that they have boats and, you know, all the outdoor stuff. Well, I really wanted to see this center console boat because it's always been my dream to get one. And we were looking at it, and Rachel said, you know what, as soon as we retire, when we move south, I'll buy you that boat. And I said, are you sure you're going to buy me that boat? She said, I will buy you this boat. This is one you like, this one we'll get. I said, okay, perfect. You said it, no takebacks. She said, no takebacks. I said, okay, how much do you think this boat cost? She said, I don't know, $20,000. I said, oh, well, let's go look at the price tag. How much was it, Rach? $125,000. So Rachel better start saving because I'm getting that boat.
We didn't shake on it.
No, we shook enough.
No.
So that was our Savannah trip. Pros and cons to weekend getaways. I'd say let's start with the cons. What do you think is a con of weekend getaways? Anything? Can you think of anything?
Just not enough time. So
Not enough time. That's exactly what I was going to say.
I don't really have any cons with that.
Yeah. The only bad part is you get to that third day or that day right before you're going to leave and you're like, oh,
just one more day.
Just one more day. But, you know, we're also excited to see our kids. So that would be the only con. Pros are, I think it's such a great reset for us as a couple, as parents. It lets us kind of forget about all the things we have to do at home, whether it's mowing the grass, doing the laundry, all that. You really get a lot of that stress taken away.
Yeah.
And, just a couple days away can make a huge difference. And it doesn't have to cost you a bunch of money.
No. I mean, if you're smart about it and find the deal like Turo and expensive cars, you don't have to have, I don't know how much Zach, you did everything, so I don't know how much it cost.
It
but
wasn't very expensive.
We didn't stay in a 5-star hotel.
No,
but the hotel was really nice, and they upgraded it. Us so sweet.
Yeah,
and it was just enough for the weekend.
We walked in, and the guy's like, "What's your name?" We said, "Henry." Like, you guys want a suite? Sure, if you insist. So yeah, that was Savannah, and then we actually last weekend we did another weekend. I guess we wouldn't call that a weekend getaway.
Just a night away.
A night away. We went down to.
Oh yeah, I went to Columbus and did another bar crawl.
Yeah.
Why do we keep doing this?
We promise we're not huge drinkers.
I think a total of 3 drinks between the two of us that we didn't even drink a lot.
We didn't drink a lot. But we ate some good food.
Oh yeah, food was delicious.
Yeah.
We went with our friend Matt, and he had a big group of people come, and it was so much fun. 6 bars all within a block of each other. So if you know the Columbus area, it was
the Arena District.
Okay.
We stayed in the Short North. It was the Arena District, and it was sweet. Like it was a Christmas sweater bar crawl. We wore these jumpsuits that made us look like elves. We were probably one of the most dressed up people.
Yeah. Some people don't, and it's so like we were talking about that too. Like these girls were coming in,
all these 20-year-old girls.
It is. They're too worried, and I'm sure I was the same as Active. They're too worried about looking cute and sexy instead of just having fun and wearing like the ugly sweater.
They look dumb.
And yeah, because everyone else, like everyone that were like 30 and above, because it was like 21 and older type of bar crawl, they all went out. But these 21, 22-year-olds, they did not dress up.
No.
Which was quite annoying.
Yeah.
But whatever. We had a blast.
It was so much fun.
We found this pizza place. And I remember the first time our friend Matt moved down there, Zach and I went and visited, and we were just craving pizza after we had a night of drinking. And we were looking for, it was called Mike's Big Slice, I believe.
I don't remember.
I could not find it anywhere in the Short North. Well, we found it at this bar crawl.
It was awesome.
And it was amazing. It was so good. I'm not sure.
We had been drinking, though. So a lot of these restaurants, hit or miss.
Yeah, look
if
at
you're
the Yelp
drinking,
reviews.
they're going to be good.
It was good, though.
But we
it was good.
Don't exactly look at the Yelp reviews because I Yelp review when I'm drunk. So
well, I don't.
It could be you don't Yelp review anyway.
I do on your name.
Awesome. So yeah, that was it. We got an Airbnb downtown. It was a blast. The bar crawl started at like noon. Mm-hmm. We were done with the bar crawl at about 4. Went back, got changed, and then walked the Short North. Had a great dinner, and it was a perfect day. Just again, getting away with your significant other is huge. Mm-hmm. It just
lets us unwind. We unplug from reality.
And I think it brings us closer because like I don't know, we get to just share things with each other
Yeah.
and have those moments, which kind of leads us right into our next segment.
Yes. Appreciation.
Appreciation. But before we do that, we're going to take a little break. We will be right back.
All right, now we're back, and we're coming in with appreciation. We wanted to talk about this with just relationships in general, and it's kind of coming off the communication we did a couple episodes ago on couple appreciation, what we do, why we do it.
Yeah, just trying to bring a word of the episode in and say, this is why we think it matters in relationships.
Yeah.
Right? Whether it's a relationship with your significant other, husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, or, with your kids, with your family members, with, really anybody that you care about. We want these words to, push your relationship forward, to really, help you build these strong bonds like we're trying to build and we've built. So appreciation. I think appreciation is huge, and I think it's somewhat underutilized.
Oh, I agree. People forget about it.
People do forget about it. They take it for granted, I think, a lot of the time. I think, from relationships that I see, whether it's friends or family or whoever, they say, okay, we're married now. I don't have to buy you flowers. I don't have to woo you anymore. Right. I don't need to do all those things that I did when we were dating, all those things that I'm sure you wish I would do. I got you. I don't need to do it anymore.
Yeah.
But that can't be the case. We have to show appreciation to those that we love. And you can show appreciation in a bunch of different ways.
Yeah, it doesn't have to cost money.
No, it doesn't have to. And I would say most of the time, the things that don't cost money mean more.
I agree with that.
I would take a handwritten letter over a bundle of flowers any day and twice on Sunday.
Yeah. I like the thought that a lot of appreciation has, that when it's free, like the letter, you put so much more thought into that than going to buy chocolates or flowers.
Right.
To me, that seems like I'm an afterthought of in the grocery store line, like, oh, I'm going to pick these up.
Well, I don't know if I'd say an afterthought. You're still a thought.
But I would much rather have something that's free.
Yeah.
Whether it be a text message or a note or the letter. Yeah. Something like that.
I agree.
That's what I tend to do. I always send you, the cute little text messages or like a Facebook shout out, things like that. I just like those. Just more personal, I think. Yeah,
and those are easy to do. Easy to do. The other day I worked overtime at the fire department, so I had to go in at midnight. So I walked out to my car. I was getting in my car. Me and Rachel have a garage that we can both park in. I opened my door and I said, wait, what can I do since I'm not sleeping here tonight, since I'm going to be on shift tomorrow, I won't be sleeping. What can I do to make my wife feel special? To make her feel like I'm thinking of her even when I'm not here, even when I'm not in front of her, even when, she doesn't see me. How can I make her feel a certain way? So all I did was I walked inside, grabbed a little piece of paper, wrote a little note, put some tape on her steering wheel, and left. That makes a difference.
It does. It made my day.
Right.
I kept it in my car.
Something as easy as a scrap piece of paper and a little note can go such a long way towards creating a strong relationship. People just need to put in that effort and go with that appreciation.
Yeah. And with that too, it needs to be both people doing it, not just the guy, or he's over here.
If you hear the snoring, it's our dog.
It needs to be both people. Like, it shouldn't just always be you buying the things or writing the notes. It needs to be both. I think that is huge, where a lot of people always think the men should be doing all these things and the women should just, reap all this. I don't think that's right. I think it has to be both.
Yeah, it should be both. Everybody wants to feel special. Everybody wants to feel wanted. You need to show those things to the person you're with.
I agree.
I mean, one of my buddies just posted on his Instagram story the other day, and it was showing appreciation to your man. And it was just a little like meme, and it talked about, it doesn't have to cost money. Cook him his favorite dinner, rub his back while he watches the game, just tell him that he's special to you. These things need to be done for each other, not tit for tat, not I'm keeping score of, well, you did this for me, so I'm going to do this for you. You should just do it for each other. No scorekeeping needed.
Yep.
But show that appreciation. Show them that they matter to you and that you value them, because that's going to be what keeps you together.
Oh, yeah. And make you happy. And
Right.
keep you happy and keep you going. And your kids are going to see how happy you are, and it's going to set a level for them of how they need to be treated when they go to find the relationship they need to be in.
Yeah.
I think that's why we do all these things. I mean, I enjoy doing it all, but we have kids looking up to us.
Yeah.
That they need to see all the positivity.
Yeah. And, those kids that are looking up to you, do it for them too. Mm-hmm. Our youngest still we help her pack her lunch or help her get her stuff ready for the day. And sometimes we'll write a little note in her lunchbox or put a little note in her backpack or send her a little text. Or our oldest daughter, we'll show our appreciation for her in different ways, whether it's just a text or just, creating lines of communication about, whatever's going on in her life. But it shouldn't stop with your significant other. It should extend to your children, to your loved ones. And just show them that they matter, because that is going to create a huge, huge loving circle for you to live in.
Yeah.
But appreciate those around you and show them and expect that from them. Not to the point where you're disappointed if they don't give it to you, but if you're going to get what you give. If I write Rachel a million notes every day and keep showing her how much I love her and giving her all this praise and appreciation, she's going to do it for me.
Yeah.
And I'm not out here looking to get it. I love giving it, but to have it reciprocated, you're only going to have it reciprocated if you give it too.
Yeah. And another thing too is, if then if that person's not understanding that, like you're giving, you're not getting anything in return, that's when the communication comes back into play. Talk to them about it. Let them know, hey, I feel like I do all of these things, I get nothing in return.
Yeah, I did that to you.
That. You did it, yeah.
What did I do? Tell them.
I don't remember.
Oh my gosh. You're like, yeah, you did.
You did, I just don't remember.
I don't know how, but I'm sure you did. Was
it the postcards from years ago?
No, it was the flowers. So when I go to Aldi by myself, like when Rachel's working, the girls are at school, they have $4 flowers. Just cheap, beautiful $4 flowers that last a couple weeks. So I pick them up because they're $4. It's easy. I can give them to my wife. It's a great gesture. Well, I give these flowers, and I give these flowers, and I give these flowers. And I asked her, I said, why don't you ever give me flowers?
I didn't think men liked flowers.
Well, I didn't think you liked flowers. And in my mind, it wasn't the fact that they were flowers. It was the fact that I was doing something for her, and I never got that back. And I like flowers. Everybody likes things that smell good. So I told her, we can communicate easily. I said, hey, I would like flowers too. I'm not asking for roses or a corsage when we go on a date. But she did. The other day, she got me roses. They smelled great. They died quick, but they smelled.
Did. I was so disappointed in that. Never getting those again.
But it's the act of appreciation. I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's flowers. I don't care if it's notes. I don't care if it's words of affirmation. Just the effort. Mm-hmm. If I see the effort, that's all I need. Doesn't matter what form it comes in. The effort that you're showing me that you appreciate me is what I want.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. Awesome. She's like, yeah, I know I have no idea.
Well, years ago when we first got married, we did these postcards because I think we were just trying to learn each other's communication and appreciation, things like that, where we wrote postcards of 5 things we wanted to see more from each other.
Yeah.
So that's what you're talking about.
Yeah, we did do that. And that is a huge, huge thing that you can do with your significant other. If you're in a good spot, if you're in a bad spot, if you're in a rut, if you're living up high, we would write out these lists. List probably isn't the right word, because it was just a couple of things. And we'd say, hey, this is what I'd like to see more of from you. Or this is, and vice versa. And it could be as small as, I want flowers more. I want a note more.
He wanted more chocolate chip cookies. That was on there.
If you don't ask for it, you can't be mad that you're not getting it.
True.
Right?
Yep.
If I want chocolate chip cookies and she makes great chocolate chip cookies, if I'm not hinting by buying, Toll House cookie mix and I'm not telling her that I want the cookies, it's my fault that I'm not getting the cookies.
Right.
Yeah. And if I want that appreciation and I'm not getting it, then we need to talk about something. Right?
Yeah. And that's another thing too, is if you and your spouse have a hard time kind of bringing up awkward conversations or things that kind of sound petty in a way, writing them down and just kind of swapping them and reading them together, it takes a lot of, that nervousness off.
How many relationships have we seen in the past 2 years either, result in splitting up or are worse off because their communication isn't good and you, just from an outside perspective, you don't see them giving appreciation to each other? Well, I'm sure you can think of a bunch of names on the top of your head right now where you're like, man, they're not, or at least from what we can see. And obviously we don't know what goes on behind closed doors and we only see what we can see and only know what people tell us. But how many relationships can I think of that I can say, man, I don't think he treated her really. It doesn't look like he appreciates her. Mm-hmm. And in turn, it doesn't look like she communicates that to him, because they could fix this in my eyes, which
you can fix some of it. Some of it, like you said, you don't see.
Yeah. And I mean, how are we going to know what happens when we're not there? We're only going to know what people tell us about their relationships. Mm-hmm. But we hear a lot about them, and it could all be fixed with communication and appreciation.
Yep. So listen to this podcast. Learn from us.
Share it to your friends. Send it to the people in your life that you're like, man, if they would just appreciate each other more. Or send it to your spouse. Send this podcast to your spouse. I'm talking to you. If you got sent this podcast by the person that you love and that loves you, show them a little more appreciation. Tell them that they're beautiful. Tell them that you love them. Write them a handwritten letter. Make it decently long. And explain to them what they mean to you. That will mean more to them than a $125,000 boat.
Stop it.
It will. That letter will mean the world. Because everybody wants to know. They want to see your feelings. They want to feel your feelings. Mm-hmm. But you got to tell them, and you got to show them that you appreciate them.
Yeah. And we're not relationship experts. We're just sharing what has worked for us and what continues to work for us.
Yeah.
So we're not experts at this, so please don't. This does not work for you. It's not our fault. I'm sorry, but... Yeah,
if it doesn't work for you, you probably have a shit relationship. If appreciation doesn't work for you in your relationship...
And that person doesn't appreciate you. I'm sorry. You might need to move on.
Yeah. But no. So that's our podcast. That's our episode. Appreciate the people that you're with. Husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend... somebody you're talking to, your kids, your mom, your dad. If you love that person, show them that you appreciate them in your own way. But just make sure that they know that it's from a place of love and it's because you appreciate them.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
Sweet. All right. Well, I think that's it for us. You got anything else?
I don't.
No. I'm going to go appreciate the hell out of her.
Oh my gosh.
That's it for us. We will see you in a couple weeks. We're going to have our Christmas podcast coming out soon where we talk about Christmas stuff and we're going to talk about effort because it's all kind of tying in. Yeah. But yeah, we'll see you soon.
Bye.